The Spartanburg Music Trail was conceived in 2006 by the Hub City Writers Project to recognize and honor the many musicians who have helped establish Spartanburg's rich cultural and musical heritage. Musicians on the trail represent a wide range of genres from blues to country to classical and span more than 100 years of Spartanburg history. The trail opened in 2011 with displays throughout downtown Spartanburg honoring 12 artists, including Hank Garland, the brilliant guitarist whose work is heard on countless country and early rock and roll recordings, educator and composer William Walker, who pioneered the shape note system popular in teaching religious hymns to untrained musicians, Piedmont blues great Pink Anderson, whose music influenced Johnny Cash and British rock band Pink Floyd, among others, and Southern rock hitmakers the Marshall Tucker Band. 8 additional honorees were later added to the trail. On October 27, 2023, a concert was held at the Chapman Cultural Center to showcase the music of those on the trail and to honor 3 new inductees, Fayssoux McClean, James Reese, and Peter Cooper. Local guitarist and singer Randy Foster brought together nearly 50 musicians to perform music from 14 of the previous and new honorees. A sold-out crowd of almost 500 packed the theater for a truly memorable evening of music and storytelling. This video will showcase the music on stage that night and introduce the viewer to the music of many of the trail artists. So please sit back, turn it up, and learn all about the great musical history of Spartanburg. Our first artist is Marshall Chapman. At age 14, Chapman was given a Martin guitar by her father, and music became the driving force in her life. She moved to Nashville, where she graduated from Vanderbilt University in the early 1970s. Within a few years, she was heralded as an up-and-coming songwriter and recording artist, and as Music City's most notable female rock and roll band leader. Rock and roll offered much in the way of adventure and acclaim. Chapman's second album, Jaded Virgin, was named Record of the Year in 1978 by Stereo Review. By the mid-1980s, Chapman was living a more settled life in Nashville, writing songs that were recorded by Jimmy Buffett, Sawyer Brown, including the top 5 country hit Betty's Bein' Bad, Emmylou Harris, and many others. In the new century, she is regarded as an influential pioneer of country rock songwriting and performing, and a wide-ranging creative force who has made an impact in multiple fields. In addition to having released 13 solo albums, Chapman has penned 2 acclaimed books and co-written an off-Broadway musical. She's also been published in numerous magazines and anthologies. Reflecting on her career as an artist, Chapman has written, "My dad once said, you'll get this music out of your system and you'll come back to the real world. Well, for me, this is the real world."
Betty's out being bad tonight. Betty and her boyfriend, they had the big fight. She found out what everybody knew. Too many cooks spoil the stew. She don't care what nobody thinks. She's gonna be bad till the whole town stinks. Betty's being bad. Betty's being bad. How bad? Bad, bad, bad. That's y'all's part, all right? Let's hear it. Bad, bad, bad. Whoa, she's out being bad. Cause you know I need help. Betty's out being bad tonight. Betty and her boyfriend, they had a big fight. Now I know why I came here. Now, okay, second verse. She went home when she found out, said, pack your bags, I want you out. Her boyfriend thought she was talking jive to him. Saw her standing with a 45. 45's quicker than 409. Betty cleaned the house for the very last time. Betty's being bad. She's hot. Bad, bad, bad. She's out being bad. God, y'all sound good. Betty's out being bad tonight. You know, Betty and her boyfriend, they had the big fight. Now you go out and you see Betty. Don't scream and shout unless you are ready. You're ready to rock, ready to roll, to till it freezes over and you catch a cold. Betty's not mad, she's just getting even. Betty's being bad, it's her way of leaving. Betty's being bad, and I'm out of breath. Betty's being bad, how bad? Bad, bad, bad. She's out being bad. Betty's out being bad tonight. You know, Betty had a boyfriend that had the bed fight. Bye, bye, Betty, goodbye. Bye-bye, Betty, goodbye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, Betty. Bye-bye, bye-bye, Betty, good. Bye-bye, bye-bye, Betty, goodbye.
Following Marshall Chapman onto the stage was Spartanburg singer-songwriter Fayssoux McClean. Fayssoux and Randy Foster perform a tribute to Music Trail honoree Hank Garland. Born in 1930 and raised in Cowpens, Walter Lewis Hank Garland was performing on local radio by age 12. At 15, he was discovered at the Alexander Music Store in Spartanburg by the Grand Ole Opry's Paul Howard. By his late teens, Garland was recognized as a top-tier Nashville session guitarist. At age 19, he recorded his signature hit, the dazzling Sugarfoot Rag. And over the next several years, he became the most recorded guitarist in Nashville. He played the stinging electric guitar on Elvis Presley's Little Sister, the lovely melodic descent on Patsy Cline's I Fall to Pieces, the hook on Brenda Lee's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and many other memorable parts.
There goes my baby with someone new. He sure looks happy, I sure am blue. He was my baby till she stepped in. Goodbye to romance, that might have been. Bye-bye love, bye-bye happiness. Hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye love, bye-bye sweetness. Hello emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye-bye my love, bye-bye. I'm through with romance, I'm through with love, I'm through with counting stars above. And here's the reason that I'm so free. My love is through with me. Bye-bye love, bye-bye happiness. Hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye love, bye-bye sweet caress. Hello emptiness, I feel like I'm gonna die. Bye-bye my love, goodbye. Bye-bye my love, goodbye. Bye-bye my love, goodbye.
So we moved to Spartanburg, and we loved being here and had such a good time reuniting with a lot of old friends and people. And I started taking guitar lessons from Randy and from Joe Bennett and different people. And the musical community here is very rich with all sorts of variety. It not just, there's some opera, there's some bluegrass, there's some black gospel song. I mean, there's all kind of people in Spartan that are excellent musicians. And my guitar player that I've been with for 20 years is an excellent person for that. He knows how to fit into any song and bring the essence of a song up and out front. And there was one little anecdote, I sang my song called Early, and in that song it says, laugh with me softly. And so of course Brandon, being, the way he is, he went on the guitar, and it was just perfect. And he said, now, when we come to this production, like at the show, do you want me not to play that? I said, no, I want you to play the same thing you always do. So I could hear, even though I was on stage singing my song, and the audience was out there, and I was very aware of everything going on, I could hear that little addition that he put on that song. So I thought that was kind of neat. But it was wonderful to meet all the people that are from Spartanburg. I mean, I already knew Marshall Chapman. I'd sung with her before, and she's always a whirlwind coming in. She's just all electric. She's a sight, and I love having her there and just meeting all the people that I never heard of. Some of the groups are just wonderful. So I enjoyed that night so much.
Early, you can see me early, before we get in a hurry, to be where we have to be. Lately, I've thought of you lately. Makes me feel so lazy, drifting on thoughts of you. How could I know? Hey, does it show? I didn't know I could be so lonely. You'll never be lonely. Just pick up the phone and be early to me.
Clara Smith was known as the Queen of the Moaners. She was one of the best-known female blues singers of the 1920s, with songs such as I'm Gonna Tear Your Playhouse Down, Awful Moanin' Blues, Kitchen Mechanic Blues, I'm Tired of Flattening Frogs for Snakes, Hot Papa, and more than 100 other songs that she recorded for Columbia Records. Smith was born in Spartanburg and grew up in the Highland area. She spent much of her early life in Spartanburg, but in her early 20s, she struck out on the vaudeville circuit. In 1923, she settled in Harlem, working in local cabarets and theaters. That same year, she cut her first song for Columbia. Smith worked with some of the greatest names in blues and jazz, including Louis Armstrong, Lonnie Johnson, and Fletcher Henderson. She also recorded a pair of duets with her blues contemporary, Bessie Smith. Although she stopped recording in 1932, Smith continued to perform until shortly before her death from heart disease in 1935. Here's Simone Mack-Orr introducing the Chapman Cultural Center audience to the music of Clara Smith. The next member of the music trail to be honored tonight is the Reverend Julius Cheeks. Reverend Julius June Cheeks was an American gospel singer famed for a gritty, powerful baritone that influenced not only the next generation of gospel performers, but also secular stars including James Brown and Wilson Pickett. Born in Spartanburg, as a child Cheeks was enamored of the recordings of the Dixie Hummingbirds, the Soul Stirrers, and others. Cheeks began singing in the second grade. He joined a local gospel group dubbed the Baronets, and in 1946 he was tapped to join a group called the Nightingales. During the 1950s, the Nightingales had a number of hits, including Somewhere to Lay My Head and The Last Mile of the Way. In the 1950s, Cheeks was ordained as a minister, but remained an active performer and arranger for the rest of his life, working with bands such as the Four Knights, which produced the timeless songs Turn Your Radio On and Mother Sang These Songs. Our next performers, the Michael Young Singers, now sing Reverend Cheeks' song, Let a Child of God Go Home.
Still Jordan, let a child of God go home. Oh, say, still Jordan, let a child of God go home. Oh, say, still Jordan, let a child. Cause the battle has been won, and the victory has been still Jordan, where the child of God go home. Oh, say, still Jordan, where the child of God go home. Oh, say, oh, say, where the child. The battle has been won, and the victory has been won. Sarah told Moses to go down in the promised land. Told Moses, lead my children to the promised land. But Moses was worried, but he knew he was in God's hands. Oh, stand still, Jordan, where the child of God go home. You gotta stand on God's word. Yes, you do. Little child of God go home. Oh, stand still, Jordan. Little child of God go home. The battle has been won, and the victory has been won.
Born in 1900, Pinckney Pink Anderson sang blues songs about greasy greens, his South Forest Street neighborhood, and the Spartanburg City Jail on Broad Street. Anderson's humorous, sneakily subversive music influenced British rock band Pink Floyd, country music giant Johnny Cash, and scores of others. Anderson began his career as a medicine show drawman, meaning he played music that drew people to gather around so that a pitchman could sell remedies to the crowd. Anderson was doing this by age 14. In 1928, he traveled to Atlanta to record for Columbia Records with Blind Simi Dooley. In 1950, he did 7 sides in Charlottesville, Virginia, including Greasy Greens and I Got Mine. Those Charlottesville records were heard on jukeboxes by Johnny Cash, who credited Anderson as one of 2 blues musicians who inspired his guitar playing. In 1961, Samuel Charters came to Spartanburg and recorded 3 albums worth of Pink Anderson material. Englishman Syd Barrett, a blues lover, named his rock group Pink Floyd, combining the names of Pink Anderson and fellow Piedmont blues performer Floyd Council. Here are Freddie Vanderford and Brandon Turner playing the Piedmont blues classic Greasy Greens.
Crazy about them greasy greens. Don't get them 3 times a day. I get mad and I walk away. But show one good thing, keep them all for good. Soft deal, good and greasy. I love them. Talk like South, where I was born, raised good greens and corn, sweet potatoes, black-eyed peas, green tomatoes, man, pecan trees. Show one good and eat them all for good. Soft meal, good and greasy. I love them. some greens on your shelf. Must be saving them for somebody else. Put some weed and baby, I'll be gone. I'm gonna know that we slept them on. Show what good and eat them all for good. Soft meat, good and greasy. I love them. It's all right. Miss that meat, must be fat. Cook greens so greasy like that. Can't use no natural meat, but you can sure enough cook some good greens. Sit down. Sure what good and eat them all for good. Soft meat, good and greasy. I love them. All right.
I'm Christian Eccles. Don Reno is my grandfather. I'm a member of the Reno Gang, which also includes his sons, Don Wayne Reno and Dale Reno. We're just super excited to be a part of the music trail and everything that he brought to bluegrass music. He changed so many things and brought a real new style to it that we just are super excited to be a part of that and to help that legacy live on.
Long gone is how I leave it. Long gone, why do you cry? This is what you wanted, baby. Now I'm gone, long
Arthur Prysock was a prolific jazz and R&B crooner known for his silky smooth baritone style. Born on the south side of Spartanburg in 1929, Prysock later moved with his family to a farm in North Carolina, but by age 16 he had left the South in search of work. A chance encounter with famed band leader Buddy Johnson led to Prysock's filling in for an ailing singer, launching a working relationship that lasted nearly a decade. Although he recorded several hit songs for Johnson, Prysock decided to strike out on his own in 1952. Over the next several years, he recorded a string of hits, including I Didn't Sleep a Wink Last Night and I Worry About You. By 1965, Prysock was famous enough to merit equal billing on the album Arthur Prysock and Count Basie. In 1976, he scored a surprise disco hit with the song When Love Is New. And twice in the 1980s, he was nominated for Grammy Awards. And of course, his pop culture celebrity was cemented when he sang the iconic 1970s beer jingle, Tonight Let It Be Lowenbrow. To sing Arthur's 1968 hit, Since I Fell for You, we have Kordell Hemphill. Kordell is the events coordinator for the Spartanburg Philharmonic.
When you just give love and never get love, you'd better let love depart. I know it's so, and yet I know I can't get you out of my heart. You make me leave my happy home. Took my love and now you're gone. Since I fell for you, oh love brings such misery and pain. I know I'll never be the same since I fell for you. It's too bad and it's too sad, but I'm in love with you. You know you love me, think you love me, but what can I do? I'm so in love with you. I guess I'll never see the light. I get the blues most every night since I fell for you. I get the blues most every night since I fell for you.
Peter Cooper and I got to know each other first weekend of college over at Wofford in 1988. He was a very dedicated music fan from the start. I've said this before. It's kind of interesting. He was REM was big in the South in the late 80s. And I don't know, I guess Guns N' Roses was maybe the big rock metal band that most everybody was knew about. Peter was a big Nancy Griffith fan. Peter always said that the two people who really taught him how to write were John Lane and Dino Trachis, who were two of his English professors at Wofford and are well-known, beloved writers, creative guys here in Spartanburg. And John actually gave Peter his first opportunity as a music journalist. John had a freelance writing gig with the Mountain Express weekly publication up around Asheville, and was going to do a review of a Guy Clark concert. John was not feeling well that night and couldn't do it, and so he pitched the idea to the editor up there of letting Peter, who was still a college student, do it. That John thought Peter could pull it off, and so Peter got this opportunity to write a concert review about Guy Clark, and it went well. And he got hired to do more work with Mountain Express, and things kind of took off for him, from there. And a few years later, it was Hub City Writers Project wanted to do a history of musicians, music characters from Spartanburg, and they thought Peter would be the guy to do it. So when Randy asked me if I was interested in doing a song of Peter's, I thought about Thompson Street. A few things about it. It was a song that Peter wrote when he still lived in Spartanburg. So it had that connection. And then it's a song about Spartanburg. Peter, eventually made his home in Nashville, and that's where his career really took off. And, he became a nationally acclaimed music journalist there and well-regarded songwriter too. And those things, happened in Nashville, but he really did get his start in Spartanburg, and as a journalist, as a news writer at the Herald Journal, and writing the Hub City Music Makers book. And I think he always had this deep love for Spartanburg and appreciation of the music culture in Spartanburg and the friendships that he personally had in Spartanburg, and the folks here who gave him opportunities to develop his talent, his writing career, and kind of put him on a course to have opportunities beyond Spartanburg. But I think that connection was always real strong for Peter.
Saul's house was a gathering place, 20 men standing in the yard. Something going on all day long, but nobody was working too hard. The governor won't let the old man be. The city tore the boss house down. Now it's gravel and grass and no trespass. Bottle caps on the ground on Thompson Street. Thompson Street, boss all live on Thompson. Man walking with an old guitar, singing about Greasy Green, playing for the women in the quarters in the gym, stirring up the neighborhood, singing on Thompson Street, Thompson Street. Anderson played on Thompson Street. Take a ride up West Main, chickens walking up the road, kids getting on a bus, shivering in the cold. Go to school to learn what the world's all about. Go back to Thompson Street when school lets out. fried chicken at Woodward's Cafe, fish at the Hamburg Delight. The white folks would come in the middle of the day, but they wouldn't show up at night. The Thompson Street, it gets a little rough down on Thompson Street. Thompson Street, Pete Anderson played on Thompson Street. Thompson Street, Ross Hall lived on Thompson Street. Thank y'all so much.
My name is Warren Hood, and my dad and Marshall's uncle, Champ Hood, was a member of Uncle Walt's band with Walter Hyatt and David Ball, an acoustic music trio from Spartanburg, South Carolina. They had many influences from jazz, blues, and folk and rock to pop and country. Many of their friends called them the acoustic Beatles of their day, with complex melodies and harmonies. Really hard to describe their sound without hearing it yourself. So I think you should go check out Uncle Walt's band if you got a minute. Marshall and I were fortunate enough to get to go to Spartanburg recently and play the concert for the Spartanburg Music Trail honoring Uncle Walt's band.
As a crow flies, you can be my baby, are you ready? You can live in the skies, you can rise on the wings of love. And as the cat moves, you can be my baby, are you ready? I've been sitting too long, got it wrong, I'm ready to move. As a crow flies, as the cat moves, I'm a sad boy, but I'm too young to live in the blues.
Spartanburg's Ira Tucker was the shouting, jumping, aisle-sprinting frontman of the legendary gospel quartet, the Dixie Hummingbirds. Tucker's charismatic stage presence changed gospel music and made him a major influence on famed artists including Jackie Wilson, James Brown, Al Green, David Ruffin of The Temptations, B.B. King, Paul Simon, and Stevie Wonder. Tucker collaborated in the studio with Stevie Wonder in the 1970s. Tucker and bassman William Bobo, a fellow Spartanburg native, were prominently featured with the Hummingbirds on Paul Simon's 1973 hit, Loves Me Like a Rock. The Hummingbirds played major festivals in the 1960s and 70s, and Simon's hit brought them into the secular pop music spotlight. But by then, Tucker had already influenced a generation of performers. He performed his last Spartanburg concert in 2007 at the Showroom on South Daniel Morgan Avenue.
Was a little boy, the devil called my name. I said, who do you think you're fooling? I'm a consummated boy, singing in a Sunday choir. My mama loves me, she loves me. Get down on my knees and she loves me. Loves me like the rock. She loves me like the rock. She loves me. She loves me, loves me, loves me, loves me. When I was grown to be a man, and the devil would call my name. Yeah, I'd say, who do you think you're fooling? I'm a consummated man. Congress will call my name. Yeah, I say, who do you think you're fooling? I got the presidential seal. I'm on the presidential podium. My mother loves me, she loves me. She get down on her knees and love me, and she loves me.
I came here in 1966 as a band director. Finally, after teaching 7 years, I had made some Motown contacts. I had a good friend, Hamilton Bohannon, who was at Motown, and he began to hook me up with some tours. My first tour was with the group called The Temptations, and big band. However, the first two I went on, I was the only trombone player. They had a full trumpet section and a full sax section, and they had a great rhythm section, but I was the only bone player in that. But I learned. It was where I cut my teeth in learning to play that style of music. It wasn't always easy, but I hung in there and got better and better. From that, I got other tools such as not only the Temptations and the Smokey Robinson, did some Marvin Gaye shows, so many others. Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Supremes, and many others. It was a great idea to play those kind of shows. I learned a lot, and of course my heart is always teaching, so whatever I learned on those tours, I brought it back to my students and my friends to help make them better. That's what I'm about anyway, being one of the best at making others better. Now, the music trail was outstanding. First of all, I was surprised that they called me, but one thing about it that stood out above all things was the audience. One of the best audience. I've been on a lot of stages, man, but one of the best audience I ever been in front of was that music trail audience. they were cheering you on. There was seemed to be no critics there. They was cheering you on from the time you hit the stage and played your first note to your last note. They were cheering you on. And so that was one thing. But also the different styles of music that was offered, from R&B, jazz to country, bluegrass. Exceptional stuff, exceptional musicians too. It was really great. And it was great to be inducted. When they called me this time, the timing was perfect. You know, at my age now, 81, I just needed, that was a great boost for me. And a wonderful experience, playing with some excellent musicians, just wonderful. I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to that sign downtown with James Reese on it.
Finish this tune, please. And she said, and hold it. And I said,
Black Slacked is a song that we recorded back in the 50s. It was written on the front porch of Joe Bennett's mother. And I asked my mother when she was coming by there going to the grocery store, I asked her to bring me my black slacks because Joe and I were going out that afternoon, that evening. And so that's where the song started, with Black Slacks. He said this, and I said that, and one thing led to another, and the song was born on that front porch.
Black slack, black slack, black slack, black slack, black slack. Make the cool daddy when I put 'em on, I'm ready to go. When I go places, I just don't care. You know why? If I see what I'm wearing, black slack, man, 14 black slack, really up black slack. Make the cool daddy put 'em on, I'm raring to go. Maybe you're secret with the dirty on. I know that too, would you say he's gone? Black slack, Maulstby, baby, black slack. Yeah, that's what I said, black slack. I'm a Catholic jobber, to run around with crazy little mama. It's what I wear that makes him sigh, black slack, or a red bow tie, black slack. They said, be oh my black slack, when it can't take down on my knee. I ain't nothing but a real cool Reese, black slack. Black slack, black slack, black slack, black slack. Make a cool daddy, when I put 'em on, I'm ready to go. Put 'em on, I'm raring to go. Put 'em on, I'm raring to go. Black slack.
From Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Marshall Tucker Band. For more than 300 nights a year in the 1970s, arena and amphitheater audiences heard that introduction. The Marshall Tucker Band scored 6 gold-selling albums, that's 500,000 copies sold, and 2 million-selling albums. The group began performing together in 1972 with an original lineup of guitarists Toy Caldwell and George McCorkle, drummer Paul Riddle, bassman Tommy Caldwell, singer Doug Gray, and saxophone and flute player Jerry Eubanks. Named after local piano tuner Marshall Tucker, the band's records made it notable, and its live performances made it legendary. Tucker's songs Can't You See, Heard It in a Love Song, and Fire on the Mountain remain popular on rock radio, and the band's expansive, country-rooted, rock-steady sound has tweaked ears for decades. To close the show, we have original Marshall Tucker drummer Paul Riddle, joined by a host of Spartanburg talent to perform their great hits, This Old Cowboy and Can't You See.
Waiting on that 8 o'clock train. You see my woman, she done left me last night. Things ain't been quite the same. I gotta get back down to Dallas slow and tie up a few loose ends. All day and I'm gonna work a week and make $100 and hit the road again. I don't want you to think you're the first one to leave me out here on my own. But this ain't gonna be the first time a cowboy spends the night long. Well, honey, I've been a fool, but a bigger fool. I can't remember when I've been. And just to open up my heart and let you walk right in. Oh, but there's one thing in life, honey. Honey, you know it ain't hard for me to do. That's as soon as I kiss the lips of another woman, I'm gonna forget all about you. And I don't want you to think you're the first one to leave me out here on my own. 'Cause this ain't gonna be the first time as a cowboy living out long. Well, if you wrote all the women's names down that I know, and you let me pick one out, there would be one in the whole gang fun I'd give a hoot about. And I don't want you to think you're the first one to leave me out here on my own. No, this ain't gonna be the first time. So cowboy, this night long. No, this ain't gonna be the first time. So cowboy, this night long.
Thank y'all a whole lot.